A hilarious new stand-up special from comedy legend Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, is coming to Hulu November 22nd. This Thanksgiving, see Jim in a whole new light as he gives you the inside scoop on everything from parenting teenagers to weight loss and gaslighting family members. For everyone in need of a happy hour, the new hilarious stand-up special, Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, premieres November 22nd, streaming on Hulu.
Butterball knows Thanksgiving can bring so much joy, but also so many cooking questions. What size turkey? What's the best way to roast? How do I carve it? Don't panic. Butterball is here to help. Just give us a ring at the Butterball Turkey Talk line. We'll help with what's on the table so you can focus on those around it. Call 1-800-BUTTERBALL or text 844-877-3456 to reach our turkey experts. Butterball. Today, we turkey.
Ask me, ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them, we'll read them, then we'll give you answers. You know it, I've got it. I've got the answer, you ask me. I'll tell you anything.
And we're back. Today's episode of Ask Iliza Anything is brought to you by the crick in my neck. It's been there since I woke up. Man, there's nothing I can do about it. Went for a cheap Chinese chair massage. Still really hurts. Only thing that will help is time. Really sucks to feel as a premier athlete. No, but like as a 36-year-old person who like doesn't have any crazy habits, works out, takes care of herself, I just feel broken all the time. And that might just be a jaw thing, but we'll get to that at the bottom of the cup.
The Pilates didn't help.
I went for hot yoga. I watched that documentary, that Bikram documentary, which is all about this maniac Bikram who started Bikram yoga. And halfway through, even though the guy's like a nightmare, I was like, I need to go to hot yoga. So I went this morning and it felt great. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, we'll see if it cures what ails me.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope you guys are having a soothing day. This podcast comes out on a Wednesday. That means you're 2 days closer to Friday. We're going to give some tickets to a Metallica cover band giveaway down at O'Malley's Pub. Shout out to Janice and Jan. We're on their way to the phlebotomy lab. What's it called? When you have to their New Beginnings Dialysis Center. Their nurses over there. We're going to send you guys some free pizza. Check of traffic coming up. I would be such a great DJ other than the fact that I'm not a middle-aged man who tried stand-up and like eats shit.
Your next career after this would be marketing. You would be really good at, and then DJ, radio DJ.
Right. And now we've got some questions. You guys keep writing in your questions and queries, and we're here to answer. We're here to make your life better because put it down. Put the sandwich down. Because everybody knows I've lived a life, and I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to tell you about yours. I've lived my life. I'm going to tell you about yours. You tune in for the answers, and we've got your pantsers.
Kick it. Anonymous. Hey, Iliza, baby arm, hot Scotty, and the boneless beast. I've got a wedding question for you. Some context. I'm an only child. My mom and dad divorced when I was 2. It was rough. He moved to Asia, quote unquote, to get away. And he was around periodically, but I was basically raised by my mom and grandparents. He does make an effort, and he's definitely not a deadbeat dad, but he just wasn't around. He has another family and lives on the East Coast now. We've grown a little bit closer in recent years, but it's never going to be the father-daughter relationship I wanted. Anyway, my question is, part of me wants him to walk me down the aisle because I don't really give a shit about the symbolism and I don't want him to feel snubbed. But my mom seems upset by my decision. She was the one in the trenches raising me, handling my tumultuous adolescent self. If it means something to my mom, should I just let her walk me down the aisle? How do I handle my dad / his side of family feelings about that?
I was in a very similar situation. I had them both walk me down. That way, your dad doesn't feel kicked in the dick. Your mother feels respected. Surely she understands that he's still your dad. And if it means anything at all to you, it might just be good to avoid any conflict with your dad. If the guy, you're saying he wasn't a deadbeat dad, he was around a little bit. I totally get the vibe you're putting out there. Have them both walk you down. It is your day, and they should respect that.
Yeah.
That's it. Have them both do it. They both get to do it. It's equally important that they both be there, and you're lucky to have both of them, and they're lucky that you want both of them there.
Yeah, and I don't think it's weird at all. It totally is just...
Getting walked down the aisle is so weird. Walking down an aisle is weird.
Right. The whole thing is weird.
Remember this. As you're walking down the aisle, look around that room and just know that the next time all those people gather together, someone will be dead. So just keep thinking about that, because that's what I thought about walking down the aisle through the tears, because I was hysterical, because I was like, this is the weirdest thing ever. And my parents had to like hold me up.
That was a very weird day.
That's a wedding.
Yeah. It was weird because I was like so involved in it, but also not involved.
But also you were a guest.
And but it just like I'd been so involved from a logistical standpoint, and then I was sitting there and I was like, whatever. And then I was like, oh God, this is very emotional.
My bridesmaids shit the bed. Like nobody learned how to help me or like tie up my bustle so I could take a dump.
But I don't think anyone's prepared for like the feelings that you have when you're actually walking down the aisle.
No one's prepared.
So just have everybody on board and you have a nice time.
In a million years, I didn't think I would have cried like that. And it was hysterical. It just all hit me at once, because before that I was like, I'm cool. I know it's fine. Whatever, flowers. So have them both. You'll be glad you had them both there.
Yeah.
Your mom won't be glad, but them's the breaks.
Better than just
Welcome
the
to
dad.
marriage. It's a compromise. Starting with the walk down the aisle. Kick it.
Hi, Eliza and Emily. Have either of you ever lived with roommates?
Yep.
In October, I moved in
My
with a
assistant's
girl.
here all the time.
The girl I met in college. We're both 26 and graduated now. I didn't know her that well in school, but she seemed friendly and responsible, and we both happened to be moving to the same city, so it seemed like a good fit. The problem is that she talks constantly. She comes home from work, starts a conversation, and doesn't stop until I tell her I'm going to bed. She'll even follow me from room to room if I walk away. If I refuse to engage in conversation by giving her one-word answers, she starts to talk to herself. She even talks to herself while she's watching TV. She's a sweet girl, but I'm the kind of person who needs a lot of alone time to recharge. I don't know how to tell her this without offending her and making it awkward to live here.
Well, you got to just not worry about offending her. And you got to say, hey, I love talking to you. Sometimes I just need a minute to compress. You got to be okay with setting your own boundaries. Or maybe she has a sense of humor. You can be like, dude, you talk so much. Like, just say it. And she's like, oh my God, I never even really, just be like, you're doing it right now. Just be blunt about saying it. I've been around, I don't remember who I was around recently, and I'm not a rude person. They were talking so, I think it was maybe even my husband. They were talking so much about something. I just went, stop.
Was it when I was talking about Mandy Moore
It was you.
in the recent episode of this podcast?
You were talking, and I was
listened
just
today.
like, stop talking. Stop it. If the girl doesn't have a sense of humor, you might need to be like, I just need to decompress. And you are much more verbal than I am, but I just need. The fact that she talks to herself, though, just move out. People are so glued to these roommates. Like, just get out of there.
Well, for cost reasons, you know,
Get another roommate.
Right. Either another roommate or like I live alone and you sacrifice certain things to be able
Emily
to afford
lives
to
in a
live
paint
alone.
bucket.
Yeah, because I would prefer that than living in a nicer place with another person.
I mean, we all know the trials and tribulations, but it's getting that other roommate, it's a grab bag. Like, who would have thought, like, oh, this girl talks to herself perpetually, forever, at all times. So that's insane.
Yeah.
But you got to be okay with just saying that. And if she gets really weird about it, then just move out and get another roommate. There's so many moderately priced apartments. There's so much stuff.
Yeah, at like 26, you're not going to have a hard time finding another roommate. It'll be fine.
Fall has fallen, winter is on its way, the days are shorter. But just because, well, they feel shorter. And just because the days feel shorter doesn't mean your to-do list gets any shorter. You still have to power through your busy days. And a great way to do that is with nutritious food from Factor's no prep, no mess meals. At the end of a short day in the fall or the winter, the last thing you want to do is have to cook. Factor has got you covered from breakfast, snacks, dinner, anything in between. Factor has easy, nutritious options to keep you fueled, like their chicken Florentine with spinach and garlic chili cauliflower. You bet. That's what I want to make myself at the end of a day where I am exhausted and my husband isn't home. Whether you like routine or you enjoy mixing things up, Factor has you covered with 35 different delicious meals every week and over 60 additional convenience options you can add on, like keto cookies, pressed juices, and smoothies. And because Factor meals are chef prepared and dietitian approved, you're going to love not only Factor's meals taste, but also how they support your goals, even if your goal was just making yourself dinner. Head to factormeals.com/Eliza50 and use code Eliza50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month. That's code Eliza50 at factormeals.com/Eliza50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
The holidays are here. And for a lot of us, the holidays mean decorating, hosting, celebrating. For me, it means a lot of traveling, and nothing feels better year-round, but especially during the cozy holidays, than a restful night's sleep in soft, luxurious sheets. Boll & Branch's signature sheets are made with the finest 100% organic cotton, and they get softer with every single wash. You already know that I got Boll & Branch this summer when I needed breathable sheets to sleep in, but this holiday season, I'm actually gifting some of my friends and family Boll & Branch's Ultimate Softness Bundle. I get to choose a signature hem sheet set in any color, a signature hem pillow set, and a waffle bed blanket. And they're all getting juniper because I think it's a classy color. This way you know you have something nice to sleep on when you visit. It's the perfect gift for you and them. Gift you and your loved ones a better night's sleep with Boll & Branch. And right now is their best offer of the entire year. For 25% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets, head to bollandbranch.com/Iliza. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/Iliza for 25% off. Limited time only, exclusions apply. See site for details. So finally, fall is here. I have been looking forward to it. I have had a hard year in a good way. You know, like I had a baby. I have been on a nonstop tour, nonstop traveling, and it's been hot. So I'm looking forward to, of course, pumpkin spice, everything, cooler weather, and slipping into a cozy sweater from Quince. I've talked about Quince before. Quince has beautiful leather jackets, cotton cardigans, soft denim, and so much more. All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Dressing expensive doesn't have to be expensive. Their clothing is beautiful, it's durable, it stands the test of time, and it's what I like to call a capsule wardrobe. I got an Italian wool cocoon coat. That's one of those, you know, it's got like a European collar and it covers my butt so I can walk around New York City and not be chilly. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. Get cozy in Quince's high-quality wardrobe essentials. Go to quince.com/Iliza for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/Iliza to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Iliza.
Kick it. Yeah, you're fine.
Anonymous. Hi, Liza, Emily, and Tofu. My mother-in-law became engaged recently and asked me if she could have her wedding day the same day as my wedding anniversary.
My mother-in-law became this. I'm sorry, say that again.
My mother-in-law became engaged and asked me if she could have her wedding day the same day as my wedding anniversary.
So that's your wedding day.
She claims that they are in a hurry to get married and that day works the best. The day is in June, so they aren't in a huge hurry, I guess. How should I handle this?
The answer is there's more.
There's more.
You just want to talk. Kick it.
My husband told me it's up to me. I don't want her to get married that day.
Yeah, your husband does not give a shit.
It's our 5-year anniversary this year.
Nobody cares.
But I don't want her to think I'm being a bitch about it. I'm already not the favorite daughter-in-law. Not that she doesn't like me, but when she talks about my sister-in-law, it shows how much she adores her. She makes me want to vomit when she goes on and on about her.
Okay.
Anyway, do I tell her no and risk upsetting her, or am I being selfish and should just let her have her wedding that day? I'm upset she even put me in this situation in the first place. There are so many other days in the year. Gah.
Yeah, it's
Thank
a
you
little
for your
weird.
help.
It's a little weird and manipulative, but look, you'll look so magnanimous if you're like, totally. Also, you don't need your mother-in-law to celebrate your 5-year wedding anniversary. That is between you and your husband. Hopefully she's not going on that sandals cruise. And hopefully she's not with him buying a gift for you. It's out to dinner that night with your husband. It's a little low-key lovemaking, falling asleep on the couch. She doesn't need to participate in any of this. Let her have her day. Your husband sure as shit doesn't care. He barely cares that you got married. I'm just saying. And then it's going to be this like weird rift. And he's like, I don't know, this is girl stuff. Be cool. Let it go. You're one step closer to being that favorite daughter-in-law. If she did it to be malicious, then you don't want to be close to this woman. But maybe it's like we're getting like the last podcast where the girl's like, we're getting married and we got to do it next week. It's a little weird to have a June wedding because it could be super hot. I don't know where you live. Let her do it because you celebrating your wedding anniversary is not contingent upon this woman's plans. Let her have it.
Much better to have her have it on your wedding anniversary than to have her wedding on like your birthday.
Yeah. Or like as you're giving birth. So that's our answer. Cut and dry.
Anonymous. Hi, Eliza. Slam it?
I was changing it up. Slurp it.
Ooh. I wanted to get your thoughts on an issue that I have with my parents. I'm 30 years old and just had my first child.
Got to get rid of the parents. It's over.
Good
run.
Both of my parents are retired, and I've had a few conversations.
What did you say? Both of your parents are what?
Retired.
What was that word? Retired. Okay.
I had a few conversations with my mom to ask her to stop buying presents for our son. I'm the first of my siblings to have a child, so I'm sure that my mom is overly eager to be a grandmother to spoil her first grandchild. With her being retired and not having strong interests or hobbies to occupy her time, I think this is also an issue where she's just bored and thinking of us. Right now, my husband and I are making great money, whereas my parents are on a fixed income and have a lot of debt from their spending habits, which adds to me feeling uncomfortable with my mom wanting to spend a lot of money. Also, this conflict is triggering some deeper-seated issues that I have with my parents about gift-giving overall. Growing up, my parents would spend hundreds of dollars on us for birthdays and Christmas. Because my life was so saturated with gift-giving growing up, I feel like I've developed a complex where I'm very uncomfortable with receiving gifts, and I prefer to express/receive love through acts of service or quality time.
Oh, somebody read the love language book.
It feels like my parents use gift-giving as a marker of status or love, like we spent this many dollars on you, therefore we are good parents and providers. How do I let my parents know that I'm uncomfortable with their gift-giving habits and that we want to start new behaviors with our new family where we place less value on material things?
It's tough because your language is your language. I think you need to have a come to Jesus and explain what makes you uncomfortable, and it'll make them uncomfortable because you're talking about their finances, especially for your dad. I'm sure that that's not a source of pride that he's in debt, but it's also not your problem. Like, they are adults and they're taking it on. It's going to be, because we've had questions about this, it's going to be really hard to rein that in. And it's just a baby. The kid's not going to know, but be clear about how you feel, but ultimately it is their choice. Be clear about I'm saying, what are you going to do? Divorce your parents if they give like a hot rod car set?
Yeah, that just sucks.
You're saying, I love you. I know that you guys are in debt and it makes me uncomfortable and nervous for you. And I worry about you. So the greatest gift you could give me is getting out of debt so that I know you guys are okay. And code 4, so I don't have to take care of you. So that's it. That's all you can do is express it. A lot of our listeners are not Jewish and don't express themselves. But a lot of our listeners, it's like family stuff where you don't want to say something. And by the way, I'm not perfect. We have stuff in our family that, you kind of don't say. But you need to get your truth out because they might be like, oh my God, we had no idea. We never thought of it that way. So give yourself a fighting chance and say something to them for those very loving reasons. So that's it.
We got a DM actually from someone who had asked a question. And then before I even got into the inbox to look at the question, she said, you know what? I just listened to your latest episode and I just decided to talk to them about it.
There you go.
So
you never know. I'm really good at vilifying people. And that's what war is, just making a villain out of an enemy and taking away their human qualities. And then you talk to the person, you're like, oh, wow, I thought they were going to hate me. And it turns out they really like me.
Yeah, 90% of the time when I'm stewing over what the other person must have meant or thought or felt, then it turns out that it was nothing. And I was so stressed and no one else cared.
It was something. They're gaslighting you. Also, you don't eat stew. Next question. Kick it.
Okay, I have a couple comedy questions for you.
Beef it.
Annie's Wonderland says, where can we watch your first comedy special, please? So let's put this out there. All the comedy specials are on Netflix. Yeah. You got a documentary called Over and Over that's a few different places.
It's on Amazon Prime and Google
Play. Google Play.
But all the stand-up
Apple,
specials. All the stand-up specials.
Xfinity.
Okay. Are on Netflix. And
you got some other stuff coming to Netflix soon.
Got a sketch show coming out. And I've got Spencer Confidential on March 6th, which you hopefully will have already heard by now. Watch by now. So, but the stand-up specials.
This will be in February. So
there's
it's
a bunch
of
bullshit clips online, who knows. But there's the stand-up specials are on Netflix. That's where you
those
get
are
them.
the right ones. Search Iliza on Netflix. There are, God, you're at 5 now.
5. But if you want to read or have the audio version of my book, Girl Logic, that's on Amazon and Audible.
Yeah, there's a lot of content. Are the Forever 31 episodes? I
don't know. I had a web series with ABC Digital called Forever 31. It might be on Hulu.
Yeah.
It was a while ago, but it was pretty great. So if you want to see me in more of an acting role.
For sure.
Okay. Well, we'll deal with that later. You check it out.
So guys, all Iliza stuff is on Netflix.
Watch me on Instant Family.
That is currently on Amazon Prime and I think Hulu.
Kick it.
Yeah. And the other...
Every fan listening is like, duh. Tell me something I don't know. Or you can come see me live.
Maybe somebody has never heard your comedy before and they were just
but they listen to my podcast.
Question. They just searched the word ask and they were like, I need to ask someone something. Okay, so other comedy question. Caitlin Eileen _ Hi, Iliza, Baby Arm, Hot Scotty. Me and a couple of friends are going to see your Boise show in March. We're counting the days. You mentioned a while ago that this upcoming tour will have new material. Any chance we can get a hint about what? Looking forward to the tour and the sick new shirts you designed? No, but... it will be new material. Come out. It'll be great.
Look, I'm a better comic. I think I'm a I'm a great comic, but I think I'm a great live comic. I think I'm better to see live. If you love the Netflix special tape, you're going to love it live. Nobody has ever walked away from any one of my shows and been like, no, she said one old joke. I'm out of here. So it's going to be new stuff. We're going to talk about, it's an array of topics. But if you love me thus far, you're not going to be let down at this point. Statistically speaking, it doesn't make sense to get this far with credibility and then just shit the bed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to talk about what you think I'm going to talk about with the patina of my energy splattered all over it.
Yeah, Caitlin already has tickets, but I know sometimes
you already got tickets.
People will wonder, you know, like, is it new material? Is it old? It's a good time. Come out.
Folks, this tour is almost completely sold out and we've added shows. So do
your tickets.
Yeah, so peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
These kids know what's up.
Ash6162. What is advice you've gotten from a family member that you haven't heard repeated by anyone else?
I have no idea how to answer that.
Do you have any
I don't sit around the fire getting like sage wisdom. You know what my dad said the other day when he was telling me how much he loves conflict? He says, friction makes a pearl.
You've said that a couple of times in the past couple of weeks. That's interesting because he said it to you.
He said it to me and I was like, okay, that is
in your head.
It's true. You always come out of conflict better or more evolved, hopefully. Friction makes a pearl, baby. My mom's advice, I'm trying to think of something my mom has said. My Aunt Debbie always says do things in the highest light, meaning with like the best intention. Like when you say something, if someone gets offended, you're like, I meant it in the highest light. Like I didn't mean it. And if you can always come from that place, you know, the chances of you looking bad are slimmer. I'm trying to think of one of the 12 billion things. I just have this image of my mom saying, chazer, if you eat too much. She eats like a bird. I have to think about it. That's a tough one to put on the spot because I'm trying to like sum up my mom's whole existence with one. Always put cream on your elbows. A lot of people, there's some advice right there. Ashy elbows and cracked heels. When you see a girl in like a nice dress and like backless shoes and she's all dressed up, but then she's got ashy elbows or cracked heels, it's like, oh, she doesn't know what's going on. Always put cream, as my mom says. Always put cream. Put cream on your elbows. You want to have nice elbows. It's the grossest when a guy has like little chalk nubs for elbows. And fucking, for God's sakes, America, learn how to hold a knife and fork. And that's just me talking to you. Watch The Bachelor, watch any of these garbage shows. The girls are always like, so what are your goals? And they're cutting like their hands were mangled in a meat grinder. Look up on YouTube. You can do it the continental way, the British way, the American way. Just hold them like a person. If you're like parrot clawing around a knife and holding it, you look like an idiot. I tried to correct one friend and she was like not cool about it, but that says more about her than me.
Okay. I have a question from the guy who gave you some loofahs, Bo. The Brit.
I love those loofahs, and I did not know, and many people didn't know that they don't grow underwater. They grow above ground on a plant.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Hey, Iliza and Emily. I want your advice and thoughts on whether I should go to a comedy show / indie concert alone. I love going to my local comedy club, the West Palm Beach Improv, and other venues in South Florida that have comedy shows. But it's so hard to find any of my friends to go with me as they don't know the comedian and aren't willing to pay for the ticket. So I usually end up begging them and offering to pay for their ticket as I feel they are doing me a favor. Otherwise, I feel they won't go at all. Just this past week, I asked my friend to go to your show at the Hard Rock Live in Orlando, and he backed out last minute, even after I told him it wouldn't cost him anything.
I want his name.
By the way, it was a VIP meet and greet ticket. I'm the guy who brought you the homegrown loofah.
I know.
Luckily, I found a new friend, Kurt, who was also a fan and also voluntarily agreed to pay for his ticket.
There you go.
This was rare. I don't mind going to eat at a restaurant by myself or go to a movie by myself. I do it all the time. But I want to share the experience of a comedy show / concert with someone else. I often strike up conversation at any type of show I'm at with other attendees. It's great. But just going alone doesn't seem like it would be as fun. Would love to hear your perspective and thoughts.
It's never as fun, but my comedy shows in particular, I do get and I'm sure a lot of comics get this, a fan that's like, I really want to go, but I don't, I don't want to go alone. You can always indoctrinate people, be like, invite some friends over, show them the specials, and if they have good taste, they'll like it. But I always advise people, come alone. Because you're going to be around people who like something similar to you. I don't know what men's restrooms are like. They sound gross, but girls always kind of make friends in line in the restrooms. Everybody's there. A lot of people go alone. And concerts, I know a lot of people who go to concerts alone. You can't always find the perfect friend. Plus, you don't want the stress of always looking over and checking to make sure that person is having fun. So, of course, you want to share the experience with someone, but being open to like having a drink and being alone, I think you'll surprise yourself with the good time you can have and how much more open your chakras are. Like, think about it. You go out with a friend, you're just focused on that friend, and it's hard to really talk to other people. If you're alone, people come up to you. Someone wants to hit on you. It's a little bit easier. Just be safe. But there's nothing wrong with it. Don't deny yourself the fun just because you don't have someone there to be your crutch.
I will fully go to things alone because I like a lot of weird things.
Because
that
you
I
go to
wouldn't
movies,
drag other people
which
to.
should be alone.
But I do wonder, like, I have friends, if I need someone to go with me to Tammy and the T-Rex or Mandy Moore concert, like I have friends that'll stand outside with me in line. I wonder about the caliber of friend that these people are just like flaking out on him.
Oh, I don't know. I would never go.
like that.
I would never go with a friend to a concert. I'd be like, how many songs do I know over there? One? No.
But you're home like one day a week. I mean, it just depends.
Yeah, those friends also might not be the best. If they won't just go. Also, it's a free ticket and also
And the
like a
fact that
good
he's
show.
buying a ticket, I am on, like, I've definitely done that though before. If it's something that I really want to see and I know it's weird and I'm just like, look, I have 2 tickets. I would love for you to go. And that's fine. Like, that's not
It's a little weird if a friend's never like, sure, I'll help you out. But that being
Right.
said, if you got to go alone, it's totally cool, especially to a
Yeah.
comedy show. Ultimately, whatever show you're watching, you're sitting in the dark. It doesn't. No one's going to, there's never going to be a moment where the comic's like, look at this guy, center row, 8 rows back, sitting alone. Get him.
Get him.
Kick it.
Kaylee,
For the loofah.
Kaylee Ann Short. Do you have any tips for keeping your skin looking good while traveling? My face kind of freaks out when I travel, and I'm flying to Colorado to elope in September. You fly all the time. Is there anything you do that actually works?
I think really good skin. I mean, I don't know. I used to have like pretty bad cystic acne, and that's just like a hormonal thing. It's just the way it is. You can never go wrong with a great serum. Vitamin C is really good for your skin. A good hydrating hyaluronic acid face, just a good serum. Put it on before you fly, just to keep your face moist. Glob it on at night. Keeping it moist, especially in Colorado where it can be a little dry. Keep it moist. Get a good eye cream and never skip it. Always do it. Repetition and consistency is key with taking care of your skin because that's when the cracks begin to show. Maybe a nice little exfoliation. That's always good. Then put the serum on. And a good tip for your face with your products, you go thinnest to thickest. So you would do like a serum and then a cream and then whatever your thicker cream is. So whatever it is, thinnest to thickest. Like the lotion goes on last. Oil goes on first, then a serum. Also don't overdo it. But everybody's skin is different. I'm not going to recommend products because I use so many different things. That being said, is it Osea? OSEA. They're made of seaweed. It's a company in Malibu. Their products come in glass bottles. I really like that. I also enjoy Drunk Elephant. I also enjoy a bunch of expensive products from an expensive doctor in Beverly Hills. So take it as you will. See an esthetician, see what they say. But honestly, to date, I think the best face wash is Cetaphil. Super cheap at the grocery store. That's what I use.
We have a DM question, another anonymous question from somebody related who says, can you talk about the Face Gym and Gua Sha, that green face tool you've used in a story once?
These people do not sponsor me, so I'm kind of like paying me for this. But
the Gua Sha, I think,
I can talk
relates
about
to your
both.
serum thing.
yeah, I get a serum and then Gua Sha, it's these like flat Chinese stone. It's a technique, but it's these flat jade stones. They don't have to be jade. They could be rose quartz, just a cool stone. And you can look up a tutorial and it's about moving lymphatic drainage around your face and your neck. And there's different strokes you do and it helps eliminate puffiness. I keep my Gua Sha stones in the refrigerator. I place them on my eyes in the morning and I have puffy turtle face in the morning. So, ancient snail face. So I find that just feels good to get some movement. Face Gym, it's the franchise. They've got one in London. They might have one in New York, but they have one here in LA on Sunset. And it's like a little workout for your face. They have this tiny little thick yoga ball and they push on different points and they massage your face to move all the fluids around. There's no injections or anything like that. And you leave looking like you just worked out, like your skin is all flush and your cheekbones are defined and it's awesome. And it feels great. And you can have all different kinds and my jaw hurts forever. So I get this, like electric pulse therapy that touches the nerves and moves my skin around. And I like it. At this point in my life, I'm like, whatever feels good. $15 Chinese chair massage, $100 Face Gym session. I'll do it. But move that shit around. There's a bunch of liquid hiding under your face. Move it around.
It's hiding. That's so upsetting.
I bring those Gua Sha stones everywhere. Feels great. Do it in the morning. Do it while you're drinking your coffee. Do one, do two. I do two. Okay. Or a jade roller. I
a jade roller.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to do another question from this person. People, work, fam, friends say I'm a calm, patient, and old soul. I make people feel peaceful. That's a nice compliment. Kindness is always the goal. But sometimes I also hear you're not confident or assertive. Gah, that makes me feel boneless and speechless.
Boneless?
What's your experience with calm people? How have you seen confidence and kindness blend well together? Also,
This is too hard.
this person talked about their top of the cup and bottom of the cup, and they say that they call it peach and pit when they've
Well,
done
that's
it.
a different segment and you get your own podcast.
No, I think that's nice.
Look. All this world is people telling you how you should be. And then when you are that, telling you why you shouldn't be what you are. Everybody's wrong. Everybody's jealous. Everybody has their faults. So yeah, do you have things that you could work on moment to moment? But hindsight's 20/20. So sorry you didn't stand up for yourself in that one moment, but I'm sure there's other times that you did. And if it's something that bothers you truly, you work on it. But whoever's giving you that advice, like maybe they suck and are too aggressive. You know, if it's a comment that's getting in the way of things in your life, it doesn't sound like it is. Something to consider if like you keep hearing. I always say if one person said it, it's an opinion. 2 people said it, it's a conspiracy. And if 3 people say it, it's a fact. So just remember, most people are stupid or jealous or just like shitting on you just because. I'm sure you're fine. Not everybody can have bones all the time. Also, if you're boneless, then it gives the way for people who have bones. Not everyone can have all the bones. It's okay to be boneless. I'm down food. I'm boneless. Everybody loves me. You're okay.
I've noticed that, at least since I've had my babies, that I smell differently when I sweat. Maybe I'm just like getting older. I don't know, but I smell differently. And I don't love that. If I'm on set or if I'm on stage or if I'm doing anything like functioning in public and I don't want sweat stains or to be aware of my stinky, stinky pits, that's when I turn to Lumi Whole Body Deodorant because it keeps me smelling fresh all day. Lumi is seriously safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, under boobs, right wingers, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, your feet. It's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. How? Well, unlike certain traditional deodorants that may try to mask odor with a fragrance, Lumi is formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack. That equals over 40% off the starter pack. Use code Iliza for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code Iliza at LumiDeodorant.com.
A hilarious new stand-up special from comedy legend Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, is coming to Hulu November 22nd. This Thanksgiving, see Jim in a whole new light as he gives you the inside scoop on everything from parenting teenagers to weight loss and gaslighting family members. For everyone in need of a happy hour, the new hilarious stand-up special, Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, premieres November 22nd, streaming on Hulu.
The only say. Hi, Eliza, Emily, and Scott. 2 parts, sorry.
Hi, I'm
One,
Scott. I'm hot Scotty. He's not here.
People are sad that we're without him. We'll reunite when you get back from your big trip.
Okay.
1, I am a travel coordinator for a restoration company, so all I plan is boring work trips. Sometimes I wish I could plan something fun. I was wondering, what would be your dream trip or vacation? Mine would be a trip to a white sand beach in a tropical paradise, then off to Italy for an adventure, learning about the land of my ancestors and family that still live there.
That's very cute. That's very
Part
quaint.
1.
I don't know. That's a good question. We all say beach, and I do love a beach, but
I don't pick beach.
Well, no, you can't. You'll burn. As will I. I'm very fair-skinned.
Yeah.
I like the idea of being able to go wherever, whenever. I love the Nordic countries, so I'd like to go to a country and really experience it. The honest truth is, I'm pretty much down for wherever. I'm not a huge hot person, so all of Central and South America is out for me. That being said, I would love to go to Argentina. Would love it. That seems like a really unique place. Patagonia, all that stuff. And I think that Eastern Europe, or just Europe around Christmas, like Germany and East, just getting to experience that would be kind of fun. So it's really season contingent. I'm happy to go to Tokyo or Japan in general at any time. Everybody like jerks off so hard to Tokyo, but there's so many regions that are just so cool. I just like the travel. And I think even within the United States, like there's always cool stuff to find. Everybody's obsessed with the beach. Like, okay, fine. You're on the beach for 10 minutes. Now you're burning. Now what? So and it's like, what kind of alcohol are we dealing with?
You know what's better than a beach? A pool.
I don't know. I like a vacation where it's just easy. And it's not, well, you got to sign up. Oh, it's a $15. I don't like to be nickel and dimed. I just want a vacation where even if it's expensive, they make it easy.
Have you ever done one of those all-inclusive ones? What do you think of that?
Oof.
It seems easy in theory.
It is easy. There's different kinds of all-inclusive, by the way. There's hyper expensive ones where they make it easy to forget how much money you've spent. And then there's, lower price points for families, and it's not the best quality food, but if you're looking to like chill somewhere with your family and eat a bunch of desserts and feel special, that's okay too. I love a nice hotel. I like luxury. I don't even mind like slumming it, then luxury, slumming it, then luxury. Then you appreciate the luxury more. I love schlepping. I love learning. So that's it. I'm sorry. This is such a lame answer.
What about a cruise? How do you feel about a cruise?
I am so anti-cruise. It's painful. They are huge polluters. You're not taking in any culture. You're just like eating, you're just drinking everything, eating food that's just frozen for 6 weeks at a time. I'm not trying to shame anyone that goes on a cruise, but like, what is the point here? To just eat as much as you can and have diarrhea on the water? Oh, but look, there's a slide. Oh, look, Mickey.
Kill your wife.
Look, I don't have a family. I get it. People do it. To me, it just seems totally devoid of any cultural references that are meaningful. That's it. It's just not my thing. I would not want to go on a cruise. It's too commercial. It's too commercial. The same reason I don't really do amusement parks, and I don't eat, McDonald's.
An amusement park is a similar vibe to a cruise.
Amusement park, yeah, it's a lot of money. There's no deals. There's nothing punk rock about it. You're not discovering any hidden gem cafes. That's what I like. I like to go places and find the hidden thing and find the thing that nobody else does and have a real experience and have a cultural touch, like a reference. So that way when you say you went someone, you can really say you went there. Did you go to Mexico? Yeah, we went to Cabo. Oh, cool, where everyone speaks English and you can just get like a bunch of shit at La Farmacia and sit on a beach. Like, did you go to Mexico? And you're allowed to have those vacations where you just chill. I've been to beautiful places where I'm like, I can't leave the hotel. But I like becoming cultured and I like having a sense of my country and the world and knowing more than just what's in the brochure.
Okay.
Well, kick it.
The other part of that question, have you ever thought about doing a live taping of Ask Iliza Anything? If so, you should come back to Michigan and do it.
We did a live taping when this podcast was something else at Just for Laughs. We've done live tapings before. I hadn't thought about it for this, but I'd be open to doing it. I don't know that the audience is huge enough, and I don't want to hold the stand-up audience. I don't want to burn a market. People thinking like, oh, she's going to do stand-up and I just do the podcast. If there were like a book or some other companion, or this was as big as like My Favorite Murder. But it would be fun. Maybe if I had an extra night to do it, then I'd have to bring Emily, and she's a house cat that doesn't like to leave.
It is, it's tough because I think what people get out of this podcast is not too dissimilar from what they get out of their stand-up. Like the stand-up is the refined version of this, so they're fine.
Still
just
my
seeing your
opinion.
Stand-up.
Maybe as like a fun small component. Maybe we'll do one here in LA.
Logo.
And we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We like doing this because it's its own thing.
We do it when
a lot
we
of people too that do live podcasts. Their stand-up isn't, I'm just going to say, like, it's not at a massive touring level. So you want to perform, and this is a different way to perform. And I don't need it like that for both mediums.
Right.
I mean, cool,
Yes.
but it's not a goal of mine. Check it.
Okay.
Have it ready.
Hi,
Have it lined up.
everyone. I have a rather large family with 20 cousins, 7 first and 13 second. They're all living in the same house, Catholic pig farmers. I'm close.
That sounds like an insult. You Catholic pig farmer.
No, okay. Now this is about a wedding, but
That's 20 cousins. I just did the math.
they said 20 cousins, 7 first and 13 second.
I was like, check this out.
I'm closer with my first cousins than my second, but since they all live together, I feel obligated to invite everyone.
To what?
So it's a wedding. Do I invite everyone or
wedding?
not? We don't want to have a huge wedding, and a few of my first cousins have serious relationships, and I feel obligated to invite them also.
You don't have to. No.
My SO, significant other, also isn't very close to his family, so I feel like it's going to turn into a giant family reunion for me, and then his parents divorced and 3 siblings. Any advice you have would be fantastic. Love your podcast, all your specials. We watch Unveiled at least 4 times the week it was released.
Great. If you are the one paying for the wedding, you decide everything. And I've told the story famously. My stepmom has 6 brothers and sisters. That's 12 people. They all have kids. And they've been my whole life nothing but lovely to me and inclusive for holiday parties, things like that. And when I got married, I invited all of them. And then I sent a beautifully worded letter rescinding the invitation because I was like, I actually can't. Like, given the fact that we're paying for this, my husband has his family, I can't have all of you. I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. And they were like, it's fine. If they're not cool about it, then that's not what family is. And so take the ones that you're closest to. Your mom's going to have like, oh, but what about Cousin Kirk? He's the one that milks the pigs. So you say to your mom, like, who's really important? It can't be everyone. And again, you can always say, I'm the one paying for it. It doesn't have to be a family reunion. And that's the reward for being closer to you. You get invited. Maybe you can have some sort of reception another time or like a little pre-dinner. I don't know where they live. Chances are not everyone's going to be able to make it unless you all live like on the same block. You didn't say if you're paying for it. If you're not paying for it, fuck it.
They all live in the same house. That's tough stuff.
What? Did I miss that?
Yes, all 20 of them live in the same house. That's why it's awkward.
Where do you live? And you're Catholic? You're not like
They're Catholic pig farmers.
The quiverful? The quivers? What are they?
Quiverful.
Quiverful.
Mm-hmm.
Is that because like a vagina is a quiver?
No.
And it's filled with babies?
Oh.
Ew.
No.
You know what? I take it all back. You got to invite all of them.
If they all live together.
That's weird.
And maybe you can just send
Do you
one
live with
invite.
them?
No, I don't. That's not the vibe that
I
I'm getting
don't
from
know.
This. That's what makes it tough. Is
I have no frame of reference for this. Like
and then some of them have significant others that are serious.
Like my mom and dad don't even live together.
But if there are 20 people and let's say
you know what
half
you could
of
do?
them are with someone.
You could say family only. Honestly, you could. Because there is that thing when you get married. It's like, oh, but this is a girl I met. Like, fuck that. You could say family only because then it's only 20 people. Try that route.
Because it's not like they can be like, well, I won't know anyone there.
Oh, but this is gift. She's my girlfriend of 20 years. Well, so what? Just trying to think of a really Christian sounding name. This is gift.
You know, I've told you the names.
I know.
of my
That's what I was thinking of. I was looking in your little eyes. What were their names at your sister's wedding?
Faith, Hope, and Blessing.
Dude, that's a tough one.
That's tough that they all live together and the mail's going to come in and there's...
Jewish comic gives bad advice to Catholic pig farmer.
If you invite all of them, can you just send one invitation?
And a picture? Oh, yeah, that's fair. All right, you got to cut
of you
corners
reply
somewhere.
on this.
You know what? They each get 1 bite of dinner. They better. Catholic pig. I wonder if is that different from regular pig farmers? Catholic pig. Where do you
Makes
live?
it sound like it's somewhere like European.
Oh, it feels like it's like Wisconsin.
I was saying like Eastern European.
You live in like rural Pennsylvania or something. Something's
There's
happening.
20 people in one house.
Oh my God. Is it a big,
all.
will you let us know? Is it a big house? Is it one of those like compounds with like aluminum siding? Oh my God. Tell us more. Are you French?
What's your deal?
Can we look them up?
Back, but
Are they
invite
anonymous?
Them. They're anonymous. Let me ask you next question. I'll see if I can refine them.
Okay.
Another anonymous. Hey, Iliza, Emily, and Hot Scotty. In October, I accepted a position in Atlantic City as a cocktail waitress at a casino. I love my job. I grew up in the area, and it showcases my extroverted personality. Though I've met so many wonderful, kind people and customers at my job, there are also work hazards I am still adjusting to. Customers will oftentimes get outrageously drunk and very flirtatious. And frequently things get inappropriate and crude. For instance, one time a customer picked me up and tried to throw me in the air. I've been touched and verbally assaulted. Guys,
Are you sure you're not a comic?
Guys frequently say what they want to do to me or if I will come to their room. I'm only 18. In New Jersey, you can serve alcohol at 18, and I'm having a hard time navigating this newfound positive and negative attention. I have a lot of newfound confidence, but at the same time, I feel very pressured to be beautiful all the time.
What? Okay.
Never have I looked in the mirror before and thought I was fat, and I've been going to the gym very frequently to stay in shape because I'm struggling with body insecurity for the first time. Do you have any advice for navigating such a new environment and the pressure while still being very young for this line of business? Thank you, and I'm on the lookout for you to come to Joyzy. They spelled it out.
I was just there. So thanks for that. You got to draw your own boundaries. And you know what? Your boss has to have your back. Because you're an 18-year-old girl, which that's so brutal. It sounds to me like you used to be overweight and you lost some weight and now you're getting attention.
I think it's maybe just this job where she's getting attention
because you're
in a
the
way
cute
that she
waitress and
hasn't.
guys they're at a casino and you're putting yourself in the belly of the beast. Regardless of what you look like, you're going to get that kind of attention at a bar in that situation where everybody's there to have a good time and nobody really respects the waitresses. You need to make sure that your boss and your business have your back. And if somebody's behavior is rude or makes you uncomfortable, you need to know that the people that are in charge of you are walking up to that customer and having them removed. You teach your clients how to behave, whether it's a comedy show or a venue or a bar. And you might work at a seedy casino. I don't know where you're working. And if they don't have your back and they're not respecting you, then your clients are never going to respect you. So you need to feel safe. And it sounds like the people that back you up need to have your back.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of shitty bosses and a lot of creepo bosses. Hopefully you have one that's like, yeah, you got a problem, you come talk to me. Italians love saying that. You get hemmed up, you come talk to me. The amount of men who I don't know that have given me their numbers and be like, you have a problem, you call me. I'm like, problem for what? I'm staying at the Hilton. So that's what you need, and drawing that line. I don't know if you're a clever girl or a fast girl or a funny girl. I've gotten myself out of a lot of situations by just being quicker than the average bear, which a lot of men, I don't know, sometimes don't like. Sometimes they love it. They're like, oh, we can spar. My dick is so hard. It has nothing to do. You can be as professional as you want. I'll never forget during a VIP meet and greet, some piece of shit licked my ear and his date was like, ha ha. So don't give into the rape culture of, oh, well, how are you behaving? It doesn't matter. All the men in my life know, no matter how drunk they are, like, don't touch a waitress. So make sure that you and your employer are on the same page. Go from there.
Yeah.
Also, get out of there. Don't work there.
I found the person with the 20 cousins.
Okay, let's see. We have, even though it's anonymous, we found the girl with the 20 cousins. You have posted so many pictures of this golden retriever. And there's one where you're holding it by the neck, but I think you're just holding its face still. I'm looking for pictures of your family. Here's a picture of you at a concert, and I'm assuming the entire audience is your family. Where do you live? Where do you live?
I don't know, but I don't think it's European anymore.
I never thought it was European.
I said I did.
Here's you holding a thing of, Wisconsin. I was right. I knew it because I know my audience. There's a picture of you holding something called root beer flavored milk. Wow, you are from Wisconsin. The moral of the story is that I was right. This is the most innocent, cutest Instagram feed I have ever seen. It's just her picture, and with her like perfectly curled hair, pictures of her kissing her fiance, and pictures of her golden retrievers, pictures of the golden retrievers with her fiance, husband, and pictures of the golden retrievers. This is the most wholesome thing I've ever seen. And then a wreath that you made for a football game. This is the most Americana, cutest thing. Golden retriever overload. That's adorable.
So
your Instagram page is like a Hallmark movie.
I know. She has 20 cousins in one house.
But can I get some acknowledgement for knowing it was
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin?
Dead on Wisconsin, yeah.
God, you got to know your demographics so you can assume things about people. Next question.
LPfuls. Question about stand-up. I'm in my very first baby beginnings of doing stand-up. It's been a passion for a long time. I've always consumed lots of stand-up, whether it's on TV, watching live shows, podcasts, comedy albums, etc. I'm inspired by so many comics. I think, oh, that's how I want to tell a story, or that's the kind of energy I want to have on stage, but I don't want to look like a knockoff of someone else. My question is, as I start to write my own material and put together a set, where does one draw the line between inspiration and straight up copying the style, cadence, presentation of another comic? Love the pod. Please
watch
bring the tour back
less.
to Dallas.
Watch less, do more. I have never been a comedy watcher. I kind of just always was funny, but I watched a lot of sketch growing up. You will always, even if you don't realize it, be somewhat as an homage imitating someone. We all, like, it's impossible to just be like, I've invented this. I've never seen anyone else. But like a great example is, and Seinfeld said this and I was agreeing with this. And who else said it the other night? Might have been Anthony Jeselnik. Was it him? About how when Sebastian gets off stage, and I often follow him. Do I follow? Or I'll bring him up, but you can't help but sound like him. He gets off stage and you're like, all right, so got married this year. Like your R's are hard. Like you sound like him. Some comics have a tone and a cadence and a stamp and some don't. I'm a very fast comic and I find a lot of comics after me are like, we got to slow this down. There is a comic out there who pretty much does my act whenever they're on stage. And I just roll my eyes because I'm like, nice try. So you're going to get comparisons, whatever. watch less, do more. Because the more you do, the more you'll find your own rhythm. And by the way, especially if you're a woman, like people will try to take things away from you. They'll find whoever you look the most like and be like, oh, it's like this, even if you're nothing like them. So watch less, do more.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Sometimes I'll get Robin Williams and I take it as a compliment. Because there's comparisons that are there to make you shitty, and then those are like compliments. Like when people say George Carlin for me, I'm always like, thank you.
Yeah.
So that's my compliment. I'm just letting you know I get that compliment. I get George Carlin. I love that. I love it that I get these pillars of comedy. I get George Carlin and I get Robin Williams. And there's no one like me, baby.
Alex Hawks 2. Hey, Liza. My fiance and I recently rescued a dog from a local shelter. We both travel a lot to visit family and take fun weekend trips. We're always taking her with us now, which is so much fun, but we feel guilty when we sometimes have to leave her in the hotel room by herself and we go out and have fun. As someone who also travels with a furry companion, any tips on fun activities we can do to include her in our trip?
What?
How you include your dog? What are some fun dog activities in new cities?
The dog's just happy to be there.
Yeah.
We built an obstacle course in our house so Tianfu could jump over things. Dogs just want to be included. They just want to sit under the table while you have dinner. You could always take them to a park. Some cities are just not dog friendly. Dog parks are always good. Your dog just wants to be with you and to get some exercise. You're talking about including. I mean, my dog goes everywhere in a bag. When I got Tianfu, I was like, you need to do what Blanche did. And she just chills. So she's included because she's there. My dog knows, like, either come in the bag and be quiet or you're going to stay home. So that's it. Are you ready to smuggle a 50-pound Great Dane in a luggage bag?
You stop at fun places though when you're driving.
But that has nothing to do with the dog. We stop anyway. Hunter and I, we always stop in like independent coffee shops or, Americana snack shops. Like if your region is known for something, we'll stop there. And you bring the dog in. Sometimes they say you can't have the dog and you put her in the car for a second. By the way, just know, the rule is if it's hot, you roll a window down. I've had people be like, how could you have the dog in the car? I'm like, because it's 50 degrees outside. Crack a window when it's hot. The dog doesn't need air. A car isn't airtight.
Well, if it's hot, don't put your dog in the car. There's a lot of...
No, but you can have the dog in the car. It's 70 degrees outside. If you're running in to get something, it's okay. Yes, it's fine.
There's a lot of... It depends.
Give me a fucking break. No, be careful of me and don't touch my dog. Hot outside, you crack a window because you're running in to grab your dry cleaning, you're okay.
You know the Teslas now that have the they can be air conditioned. You can put your dog in there and leave the air conditioning on for the dog, and the little screen on the Tesla will light up like,
great.
My dog's fine in here. Don't break the windows.
People have to do that too.
People
This
kept breaking
episode
windows.
brought to you by Tesla. Hey, there's some advice, America, to the girl with 20 people in a house. Just get a Tesla.
I'm just saying it, but it was people were breaking Tesla windows, so they had to start displaying it on the screens because people would leave their dogs in there with the AC running, and people didn't know Teslas could do that.
Stop talking about it. Everybody's conveniently a white knight when it matches up with their morals. Yeah.
Sam _
break my car window. I'm gonna break your neck.
Cats at play. Sam _ sit _
Don't
cats at
yell
play.
at me.
How would you handle a coworker who's just stirring the shit for her own amusement? I talked to my co-manager about the issue as we now take everything this girl says with a grain of salt. We don't feel like direct confrontation would be helpful, and our supervisor feels the same. This liar will tell me one thing and then turn around and tell my co-manager something different. Or worse, take what we say and flip it in a way that makes it sound like we're bad-mouthing the other. It's like she wants us to fight. Example. The employee asked me how lunch shift went. I explained how it was so slow that I was able to take supplies to another location. The employee made it out to my co-manager that I was somehow upset that I had to drive to the location. We're all grown women, and I just wish I could make her eat her own crap. Just shut down the live factory.
Then just do it.
How do you handle that?
Right in front of her, say, why did you say... Just call her out. Be like, why did you say that I was upset? And she'll be like, I didn't say it. And then the other girl will be like, you said she was upset. And make her backtrack. You could just catch her in it. You can just straight up in front of the person, subject C, you're A, she's B, she's C. Just have the three of you present. She's banking on you guys always being apart. If you want to call it out, just call it out. Or the best part is don't ever call it out, but just have an agreement between you and employee C that like that person's crazy. And then it becomes fun to keep track of the lies. As long as you and the other person have an understanding that you're both on the same page.
Yeah.
But yeah, call her out right there, then and there, and watch her get flustered. It's kind of fun.
You're good at that in a way that I would not be able to do. In a way
Because
that's
I'm
just
honest.
so professional. Yeah, because
like,
it's
"Here's what I
not
said."
trying to. It's not a lie. It's not like rude. It's just like, hey, this is exactly what you said. Do you want to back it up?
You're like, and you're like, okay, you said it. So.
Sometimes you'll be like, oh, is this what you meant? And I'll be like, oh God, is it? I don't know.
That being said, all the time I'll get upset about something and then you'll be like, you literally said that we could have them as our sponsor. I'm like, okay. I sheath my sword.
But you don't have a problem with talking to people. I mean, it sounds like these two co-managers are on the same team. So it's like, you know what? If it's not if she's only trying to stir up stuff between the two of you and the two of you are good, whatever.
Point blank. If you catch her in a lie, I'd be like, why are you trying to start something?
Yeah, I am curious as to if she would
say it.
Stop or
just
not.
Keep it real. And you can always say, I'm just trying to keep it real. People always respect that kind of language. They do. They're like, oh, she's keeping it real. I'm so sorry. She won't be working there long. Anyways, call it out.
Real.
I'm just trying to keep it real. You see something, say something. Stay ready and gotta get ready. 2 toads are better than 1 frog.
Kick it. Is that advice from your mom?
Mm-hmm. Put cream on your toad.
Queenie070.
My toad's my vagina. Don't put cream on your vagina. It's got its own pH balance. Croak.
Queenie070. Why
Quar.
am I still single? This is a generic
Next
one.
question.
Look, let's do a quick rundown of all the advice you give in your other episodes. Look, love yourself, be out and about.
Stop. We don't know anything about this person. We don't know if they're crazy. We don't know if they're terrible looking. We don't know if they're mean. We don't know if they're married and think they're single. We don't know if they just got divorced
married.
yesterday. We don't know anything about this person. How dare you? Next question. I'm wasting these people's time.
Bevs_Buick17.
You know what? Everyone's like, why am I still single? Well, you're not single when you're in a relationship. You're not going to be single forever. So don't focus on that. You'll date someone soon, but just know it's just around the corner. That was a bad question.
Bevs_Buick17.
You did a bad job. I'm just trying to keep it real.
Hey, Iliza, Scott, Emily, and Tovu. Love the pod. I'm excited. I'm excited to see you in Indianapolis this March.
Oh, it's going to be lit. 6 shows. Sick shows, not 6, but maybe 6.
I am flying alone for the first time this February. I am pretty nervous and wondering if you could share some tips to make this experience smooth.
Sure. The odds of you dying on the way to the airport are a lot higher than you dying actually on the plane. Do your own research and quell your fears with some actual math. The number of commercial flights that actually crash in America, I think it's minuscule. You're not taking a private jet. You're not taking some weird Panamanian airline from region to region. What? Because I said Panamanian?
No, you're not going to go into the Bermuda Triangle or anything.
Yeah. One of the most famous emergency flights here was like Sully, who landed on the water. And we're like, see, it's fine. Things happen, but the odds of that happening are so slim, and you're more likely to get hit by a car on the way to the airport. I'm pretty sure. So you're fine. They got this down to a science. If it makes you feel better, the pilots don't even actually fly the plane. I mean, they do, but it's like they can get up and walk around. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Don't smoke weed. You might get weird.
And then
you know what always gives me anxiety? Actually going to the airport.
Yeah, that's
being
the hard
at
part.
the airport and some flight attendant, I'm so sorry, your bag is green. We don't allow that. We hate you. Yeah. It's always just, and you're so many dumb people who act like they didn't hear the announcement. Now boarding zone 1, they're like, did you say zone 53? My bag doesn't fit. I've never been on a plane. It's the other people that are going to make you stress. It's not you're fine.
Yeah.
And if you do die, we'll never know because you're not going to write back. I'm just saying.
Anonymous.
Kick it.
Hi, Iliza. I graduated college 2 years ago with a degree in economics and have been working as a staff accountant since then. I loved my job at the beginning because I had a desk and a normal schedule rather than a college job making people's coffee. A couple months ago, I asked my boss if the company would pay for me to attend a 12-week HR class since I do payroll and have no knowledge of HR at all. They agreed, which is awesome. However, the original excitement of my first grown-up job is wearing off, and I don't think this is really what I want to do anymore. I can't cancel the class now, but I'm wondering how long I have
accounting and HR isn't your life's passion?
How long I have to stay at this company after the class before I start looking for a new job. I really love the people I work with, and this company has been really great to me. I don't want to leave on bad terms. Appreciate your feedback and love the podcast.
Oof. I would take stock of why you don't like it. Is there any room for the company to change? Is there any growth in the company for you to do something else? I would take some real stuff because the truth is, if that path that you're on is really not the one you want to be on, it doesn't matter about the company. Like, you owe it to yourself. Never stick around at a job just for other people because those people would leave that job in a heartbeat. It's called upward mobility. So ask yourself what you don't like about it. Is there something that can be changed there? I guess the decency would be to at least stick around for the 12 weeks after. because that sucked. You know, and maybe there's a contract they had you sign. Maybe you can't just leave.
Yeah, take a peek at that.
But you're definitely under no obligation to stay. And I doubt they would be like, sure. Oh, you're leaving. Bye-bye. So.
Take the class, see how it goes, take stock of things after, reassess.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if it's a dead-end job for you, then you got to get out.
Yeah.
Kick it.
Hey, Iliza, Emily, and Scott. Love the podcast. Just want to ask, Iliza, when did you know you were wise and that people needed to hear your advice? I think I have a pretty good sense of self, and my friends often come to me for advice, but I often wonder if the advice I'm giving them is good enough. That being said, I also feel like I need to live up to this wiser than my age trope that is often attributed to me by my peers. Is this something that ever crosses your mind?
No, I'm just a very confident person, and I'm a pretty level-headed person. I mean, I get angry for sure, but I've spent my life culling observations, and I'm a hyper-observant person. Moment to moment, do I always make the best choices for myself? No. Do I get angry? Of course. Do I think everybody's stupid? Yes. I think just in my mid-30s, I've just kind of been like, you know what? I think I got this lay of the land, but I'm always open to people who are smarter than I, and it's Ask Iliza Anything because we wanted an open format sort of podcast that was easy, that was self-generating. We don't have to book a guest every week. Mm-hmm. And there's comedy and advice. And the last couple years, you know, the spiritual connection that people have been telling me. This is not, I didn't set out to be like, I want people to ask me advice. Mm-hmm. But the feedback I get from these specials where people confess how much it meant to them. I'm not saying I'm your like guru, right? I'm not qualified. I always say I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I don't have any experience with that stuff. This is all, if you want the advice from your favorite celebrity, take it. If you don't want it, don't take it. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to build a brand off of that. Would I love my own show? For sure. But it's very much like, here's what it is. I don't force it on people. And people like it. So I'm just leaning into it. That's it. Yeah. Also, I think I know better than most people. Because I've made the mistakes. That's the other thing, is I've made a big chunk of my career through my 20s was reporting on what I was doing, going out and dating and your reactions with your friends and interactions. And then as I've gotten older and moved forward in my life, I'm able to look back on those with that 20/20 hindsight. Mm-hmm. So I'm only reporting on things that I've lived through, or because a lot of you are younger. So I'm just saying, here's what it would be if you were older. Mm-hmm. No one's saying to me, I've got my kids and I need kid advice. I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't fucking know because I don't have any.
I'm 80 and I'm trying to pick a retirement home. Yeah. What do you think, Iliza?
What do you think? What about my HMO, my PPO? I don't know. I got a thick dog. She's sleeping. Well, I got advice for you. Kiss her right on the mouth.
Anonymous. Iliza, I have a big fear of spiders. I panic when I see them. And while trying to get away from one once, I actually fell downstairs and broke both of my feet.
Your feet?
Mm-hmm. Do you have a fear of anything? And if so, how did you overcome it? Do you have any of those?
Not irrational.
Like a phobia. Well, like a phobia.
I love the idea of open water. But I also
feel on a bridge.
That's fine. I get a little seasick, so I just kind of don't do things where I might get seasick. I mean, I have healthy fears of things, but nothing where I like would panic. That being said, there is a clip on my Instagram page from the first time I went to Thailand. I put my feet in one of those tubs where the little fish nibble at the dead skin.
Yeah.
I was freaking out. All the while knowing I could do it, but like freaking out.
It didn't hurt. Them chewing on you.
Yeah. I mean, I've been invited to go like swimming with sharks. Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Healthy fear and respect. Just because you don't have to conquer every fear, by the way. Like, that's normal to be afraid of being in a shark cage. And guess what? I don't want to fuck with a shark. I respect them. I respect a lot of animals. And you know what I do to show my respect? I don't touch them. Mm-hmm. But no, I don't have any like crippling phobias, fears like that. Trying to think of anything where I've been like, no, nothing like that. Yeah.
Okay.
All
right. You want to do your top and bottom of the cup?
I don't like hair, like chunky hair.
Like loose hair, like everything in my car.
Yeah.
Just my car.
But I'm just like, because that's disgusting.
Tumbleweeds.
But I don't like freak out and break my feet.
That would be bad.
Top of the cob.
It's the top of the cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite. Top of the cob.
All right, we are doing it right every day. You just take a bite. My top of the cob is I was packing recently for a long trip, and I save tiny little jars, and I refill them with face wash that you just need for a week. You know, sometimes you can't pack the whole bottle. And I love having all of my little tinctures, like different oils that I mix together or little jars that I've saved from one thing that I put face wash in or eye cream in. And I like setting out all the teeny little jars because I feel like a witch with all of her little jars and baubles and things. And I like having that. It's a very romantic way to carry all your toiletries. Little homemade, not homemade concoctions, but little concocted jars and things like that. And I like the way it looks, a little colorful. You can write on them. I like that. I don't need everything to be uniform.
Yeah.
Tiny thing. I'll spend
That's
a whole day
nice.
packing, and I put a lot of thought into which jars I take, which things I label, which serums I combine. It's a bespoke experience. What's your top of the cob? I swear to God, if it's a movie.
My top of the cob is that
Nicole Kidman in her first play, which they turned out to be a DVD.
no, even though I was sick on my birthday, people were very nice. You were very kind to me. You
I
got me a
should've
very nice
posted about
sweater. Why would you need to post about it?
Because I love you.
You got me a very, very nice thoughtful sweater for the thing that I love the most, which is Burbank. You sent me nice text messages. You checked in on me. People were real nice to me. I was at home dying in my own bed, but I felt
Which
I
is the goal,
felt-
to die in your own bed.
It was the dream. It was people were very kind. I appreciated it. It was nice.
My bottom of the cob is the fact that I wake up and my neck hurts because I'm clenching my jaw. And I clench my jaw all the time and I don't know what to do. I'm in need of like a healer. Like I need to go to someone that will do one of those like Gwyneth Paltrow goop exorcisms. I don't know why I'm clenching my jaw, even for a relaxing dream. And it's a shitty feeling at 36 to just be like, oh, I feel broken every time I wake up. My back hurts constantly. And I'm not a gifted athlete, so I shouldn't be in this much pain. What's your bottom of the cob?
My bottom of the cob is I got my new glasses in the mail, and things are, you know, when you get new glasses and for the first, like, when you first put them on, you're like, things are too clear now. Like, it's just barely a step above the last ones.
Okay, so your eyes are getting worse.
So my eyes are getting worse, and everything's just clear enough that it feels like something's wrong with my brain.
Got it.
Like I'm glitching.
But ultimately, that is a good thing. Yes. Okay. Bottom of the cob. That's our show, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to every single thing that our sponsors told you to do. And be well, be kind to others, and kiss a Catholic pig farmer.
Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Before you tour a home, the real estate professional you're working with may ask you to sign a buyer's agreement, which describes the services you'll receive, each party's role and responsibilities, and how your agent will be compensated, all of which you'll want to discuss with them up front. So work with an agent who's a Realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors with a duty to honestly represent you and put your interests above their own, because that's who we are.
This Thanksgiving, Butterball wants you to really connect. Let's get back to laughing around the table, sharing stories, and making memories. Let's talk like we used to. We'll help with the turkey so you can enjoy being together. Visit Butterball.com for turkey tips.